Most of the students don't attempt question related to this topic because they don't focus on it, even though this is the easiest topic in electrolysis. So today, in this video, we are going to cover electroplating and hydrogen oxygen fuel cells. Let us first understand what is electroplating. What is electroplating? Electroplating is the process of electrolysis which is used to coat metals. So why do we coat metals? Why do we use electrolysis for coating of metals? Because to improve the durability of the metal or to improve the appearance of the metal to make it more shiny and also to prevent corrosion. So what we do is we coat a less reactive metal that protects the base metal underneath from rusting or corroding. So for example, what we can do is we can coat zinc. We can take a metal, we can take iron and coat it with zinc so that during corrosion, the zinc layer gets depleted, the zinc layer gets corroded, and iron is protected for improving appearance. Silver and gold plating make cheaper objects look more attractive and valuable. So you have seen a few silvers shiny spoons which are silver in color, golden in color. So these spoons they are not of silver or gold. So they have a coating of silver and gold on them so that they look attractive, increasing hardness. Chromium plating makes surface harder and more durable. So what does chromium plating does? It makes the metal more harder, more durable, so that it can be used in manufacturing of car parts and many other things. So how do we set up electroplating? How is electroplating done? What we do is, at the cathode, we take the object to be plated. That means the object to be plated is connected to the negative terminal. That means the cathode. At anode, the metal you want to coat with is connected. For example, let us take you want to electroplate iron, or you can say a sheet of iron or any material which is made of iron. So you want to electroplate iron with let us say gold. So at cathode, we have to connect the object to be plated. So what is the object to be plated? In our example, it is iron, right? And anode, you have to connect the metal you want to coat with. So the metal which we want to coat with is gold, right? So we take gold at anode and iron at cathode. So what happens is the gold uh, gets deposited on the iron, and a layer or the coating of gold is done on iron. So what is the easy way to remember this? We have to remember cathode equals to coated. We have to remember cathode is equal to coated. Cathode, coated. So the metal which is to be coated, that is connected at cathode. Now let us take an example of electroplating a copper spoon with silver. So this is our electrolysis setup. You have a silver rod at the anode. At anode, we take metal which is used for plating, and at copper, copper is coating. That means the metal which has to be coated, which is to be electroplated, that has to be connected at cathode. So we are taking a copper spoon here. So what exactly happens? What chemical reaction takes place so that the copper is having a layer of silver? So as we know, at anode, oxidation takes place. Oxidation means it is loss of electrons. So silver at anode lose electrons. You can see here this silver Ag becomes Ag plus because they lose electrons. Now, when these electrons they are near the cathode. Okay, what happens at cathode? At cathode, reduction happens. That means they gain electrons. So these silver ions, these positive silver ions, they gain electrons and they form a layer of silver on the cathode. So this is what happens during the this is what happens during the electroplating. And one more thing which is very important to remember here is we have to take the electrolyte which of the metal to be metal which we are using for coating. So here the metal which we are using for coating is for electroplating is silver. So you have to have silver electrolyte. Okay, it can be silver nitrate, it can be silver sulfate. Okay, so it can be any electrolyte, but it should have silver in it. Fine. Okay. Now, electroplating is also having a different form, which is electrorefining. So electrorefining means electrolysis is also used for refining metals. Suppose you have an impure metal, you have impure copper, and you want to purify it. So to purify it, you can use electrorefining. So a simple mnemonic to remember for electrorefining is AIPC. Okay, a simple mnemonic to remember electrorefining is AIPC. Here A means anode, I mean impure metal. Okay, so that means impure metal has to be connected to anode. PC, pure cathode. That means the pure metal has to be connected to the cathode. Anode, impure, pure cathode. AIPC. You can remember this with this mnemonic. So how do we set this up? As I said, you have to connect the impure metal, the impure copper to the anode and pure copper to the cathode. Now what happens during the reaction? What happens is, as we know, at the cathode reduction takes place and at the anode oxidation takes place. So what happens is the copper, okay, the anode dissolves into the electrolyte. Suppose this is your anode, this is your cathode, and we also take electrolyte which is copper sulfate. This is your impure copper, and this is your pure copper, right? So what happens is this impure copper during electrolysis, it gets dissolved into the electrolyte. It gets dissolved into the electrolyte, and uh, the copper ions get deposited on the pure metal, right? So the copper ions get deposited on the pure metal. So by this, what happens during electrolysis is the size of the anode decreases, okay, and the size of the cathode increases because the pure metal, the copper ions from the pure metal, the copper ions migrate or move to the cathode, right? Topic which is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So this topic is important as you find questions like and what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of fuel cell, and also half reactions. The half reactions at what is the half reaction at anode, what is the half reaction at cathode. So you find these questions appearing in your board exams. So what exactly is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell? A hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is an electrochemical device that converts electrochemical energy, the chemical energy of hydrogen and oxygen directly into electrical energy. So what you can say is it is an electrochemical device which converts chemical energy of hydrogen and oxygen into electrical energy. So basically what we are doing here is we are using chemical energy and converting it into electrical energy. Yes. So what is the overall reaction? 2H2 plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O plus electricity. So at the anode, you have hydrogen. So hydrogen comes in. At cathode, you have oxygen. Okay. So as we know, at anode, oxidation takes place, and at the cathode, reduction takes place. So at stage 1, H2 molecules are oxidized. That means H2 molecules are split into H plus ions and electrons, as you can see here. So electrons flow externally. Electrons travel to the external circuit, and this is the electric current. So this electron travels to the electric external circuit. H plus through membrane. So what happens is these H plus ions, they pass to the membrane, to the cathode side. And here, this H plus and oxygen at the cathode, they combine together, they get reduced and water is produced. So what is happening at cathode? O2 combines with H plus and electrons, they get reduced and water is produced. Reduced. Run. So coming to the equations part, as they know what happens at what happens at anode, oxidation happens. So H2 loses electrons and it becomes 2H plus. At cathode, oxygen. At cathode, oxygen gains electrons. O2 plus 4H plus. The hydrogen ions which are passed to the membrane. Okay. So O2 plus 4H plus electrons gives rise to 2H2O. Fine. So when you attempt this question, which is related to the half ionic equation of anode and cathode, you have to be careful about the balancing part. You have to be careful about the number of hydrogens on the left hand side and right hand side, and the same here as well. If you miss anything from this, you will lose your marks. So remember to balance the equation. Remember to balance the atoms and the ions as well. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of fuel cells? Advantages are that we have zero harmful emissions from the fuel cell. The only product here is water, which is not harmful for our environment, and it is quite clearer than uh, the products which are emitted out of combustion engines. Higher efficiency. So, what hydrogen oxygen fuel cell does is it converts chemical energy directly into electrical energy, which is 60 to 80% efficient. Whereas our conventional engines, they are 25% efficient. Quiet operation, no combustion, no explosion. So they are much quieter than the petrol and diesel engines. But some of us, I think we really like the noise which comes out of the diesel engine and petrol engines, right? So boys can relate from this. But when we see in the perspective of environment, you can the hydrogen fuel cell is quite better, and uh, it does not produce a product which is harmful for our environment. Greater energy per kg, as we have just discussed, that because the efficiency is higher, so we get more energy as our product. Hydrogen has higher energy density per kilogram than petrol and diesel. So that means that the hydrogen gives more output. Now, what are the disadvantages? Why are we not using hydrogen oxygen as hydrogen oxygen fuel cell in the replacement of petrol engine or diesel engine? The reason is uh, that the hydrogen is highly flammable. It is highly flammable. H2 is explosive and difficult to handle safely. So the safety infrastructure is expensive. So because it is highly inflammable, because it is highly flammable, it is it is quite expensive to maintain safety. Limited infrastructure. Very few hydrogen refueling station exist compared to petrol station. Impractical for mass adoption. Expensive to produce. Yeah. So most hydrogen is produced from natural gas, which releases CO2. So like when you go to the back end, it is not truly green, because to produce hydrogen, we like hydrogen is produced from the natural gas, and uh, for producing of natural gas, of course, CO2 is released. So at the back end, it is not that effective, or you can say it is not that environmental friendly. Storage difficulties. H2 must be stored under high pressure or at very low temperatures, which is about minus 253 degrees Celsius. So we need costly and bulky tanks for storing of hydrogen. Expensive catalysis. Fuel cells use platinum as catalyst, uh, which is very rare and expensive precious metal. So here, for catalysis, you have to use expensive metal. For storage, you like the storage of hydrogen cells is also expensive. So these are the factors due to which the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is not widely used or is not adopted in car engines or any vehicle engines. So let us look into this question, which appeared in the year 2022. The question says a student wants to electroplate an iron spoon with nickel using nickel sulf nickel sulfate solution as electrolyte. So nickel sulfate solution is our electrolyte. Now we have to find out which one is our anode and which is our cathode. Okay. So as we have learned that at cathode, at cathode, metal to be coated should be used. Okay. At cathode, metal to be coated should be used. So metal to be coated here is iron spoon, right? So the iron spoon is our cathode, nickel is our anode, right? So coming on to the first bit of the question, it says state and identify uh, of the cathode in this electroplating experiment. So what is the cathode here? It is iron spoon, right? Acha. Next question says identify the anode in this electroplating experiment. What is the anode here? It is nickel, right? Then explain what happens at cathode during the electroplating. What happens at cathode? Explain. So student gets